In just the last few hours, a doctor who prosecutors say played a major role in the overdose death of Matthew Perry, pleading guilty to the charges against him. Dr. Salvador Plasencia entering a guilty plea on 4 charges of distributing ketamine to Perry. He faces up to 40 years in prison and millions of dollars in fines. Perry, remember, who had spoken openly about his addiction, was being supplied with the powerful drug to treat depression and anxiety when he was found dead at his LA home in October of 2023. Text messages uncovered during the investigation showed the doctor referring to the actor as a, quote, moron. You see that? He says, "I wonder how much this moron will pay. Let's find out." Dr. Plasencia is one of 5 people, including another doctor, as well as Perry's assistant, who were charged in the actor's death. One of them, a dealer known as the so-called ketamine queen, is set to face trial later this year. NBC's Chloe Malas is following this for us. I think people might remember Plasencia initially pleaded not guilty to these charges. What is the rationale for this plea deal now?
I think the rationale, Hallie, is that who really wants to go to trial? Look at a situation like Sean Diddy Combs, whose trial I just covered. Obviously, that kind of went his way, right? Being found not guilty of racketeering and sex trafficking. But he could have faced up to life in prison, and he rejected a plea deal. So in this situation, you actually have Dr. Plasencia pleading guilty to several of these felony charges. But in return, the prosecutors actually took away some of the charges that they had initially brought against him and those 4 others. And right now, we don't know what he's going to be sentenced to. That date will happen in early December, Hallie, but he faces up to 40 years in prison, millions of dollars in fines. He has to give up his medical license. This is a terrible situation all around. His legal team releasing a statement today saying that Dr. Plasencia is profoundly remorseful for the treatment decisions he made while providing ketamine to Matthew Perry. But they also go on to say that they actually hope that this serves as a warning to other medical professionals. Now, those text messages, Hallie, that you were just showing on the screen, that was Dr. Plasencia texting another doctor, Dr. Mark Chavez, where they were saying, hey, how much money can we get out of this guy? Clearly, he's an addict. We know that Matthew Perry was in ketamine treatment. It was part of dealing with depression and anxiety. He wrote about it in his memoir. But obviously, nobody realized to the extent that he was going to try to get ketamine off the street and from doctors that were willing to just write prescriptions knowing that he had an issue, taking advantage of him.
Only now at this point, with this plea deal here for Plasencia, only one of the 5 people charged plans to take this to a trial so far as we know. We're talking about, you see her there, the drug dealer known as the ketamine queen, allegedly. What should we expect to learn from that trial, given that these other cases ended in guilty pleas? Like, what are you looking for on that when it begins next month?
I mentioned Diddy a minute ago, and I'm mentioning it again because Mark Garagos, the celebrity attorney whose daughter, Tenny Garagos, represented Combs, Mark is actually the ketamine queen's attorney. So she is looking to fight all of this vigorously. Her trial is expected to start in the fall. We don't know too much. This is a nickname, not that she came up with, the ketamine queen. This is something that California prosecutors said when they brought their indictment public. So we could learn a lot about Matthew Perry's final days and who else she was allegedly supplying drugs and ketamine to. But she has gotten quite the reputation online over the last couple of years since her name has been out publicly, but she hasn't said anything, Hallie, and this trial date has been pushed back. So we'll see if she actually steps foot in a courtroom or finally caves looking around at the other individuals arrested and who are pleading guilty, right? Now, we don't know how many decades, if any, they're going to get in prison, but that might look a little bit more enticing than going and fighting this very uphill legal battle in the fall.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.